eyes saw, my little small complaints and some positive things, and then we'll go ahead and move on and get ready for this Saturday as we get ready to play the Raiders. So what's going on? Listen, I'm sharing. How about that? Everybody, if you can, it would be nice if you guys would share my little content, like I'm doing right now. And it would be so nice if you did that. I'm doing it right now. I got so many groups to share this to, and I'm doing it now. Share it to all haters, share it to all Cowboy fans. There's a new group that we need to talk about. Well, it's not a new group. You all know the group. Share it to Cowboy fans / Dak haters. That's the newest group in the Cowboy fan base. Um, Dallas Cowboy fans, no doubt, but they are also Dak haters, just as strong. Share this to them too. All right, share this to them as well, and maybe we can just pour some light on the situation and maybe change people's mind. But if not, it's okay. This is a free place, depending on what you're saying. This is a free place where your opinion is wanted. Your opinion is needed for the success of the show. If you say something that's right, and I may not be on the side of you at the moment, you may be able to even convince me. It's happened on this show before where I may have to change my mind. So I need you just as much as you guys are turning in, I guess, to just listen to my opinion about anything Dallas Cowboy related. So I appreciate anybody who tunes in to my show. Thank you for all of you that are doing that as well. I'm getting ready to speak to everybody in just a second, but I am sharing. So let me do that, and let's see if we can have a little fun on here tonight as we talk about what we saw um, on the game between Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams, as the Cowboys lose on 13-12 on a last few second touchdown pass that the Rams won. They wanted to win the game, and they did it. I believe the Cowboys wanted to stop them. They didn't. I put out something funny, even though I don't put too much stock into any preseason game as far as scoring goes. I don't do that because look who's playing. I mean, it's third and fourth stringers who primarily played the game. So I don't put any stock into that for both sides of the ball. However, if you remember by the last show, I did say that I was paying particular attention to a few players because they really are seriously battling for spots on the team, as well as a few guys that are battling to be starters. And that's primarily what I was looking at. I have not seen the all 22. I have it, but I haven't been able to watch it. That really, so I come on just a tad bit unprepared to give a real, at least from my eyesight, analysis. So I'm going strictly by the TV coverage tonight for what we saw. But I believe I'm safe in saying that. All right, let me speak to everybody, then we'll get on with it tonight. Metris. Well, let me get all the way back to the beginning. Of course, he should be here in a minute. TA, what's going on? Kid Cowboy in the building. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, here we go. I don't see you, Amp. Oh, yes, I do. I see you. I see you. I see you. Turn your camera on, Amp, when you're ready. I'll be able to peep you out here. East side, just these These guys here just come in just trolling. Jay Bryant, what's up? Uh, Demetrius, how you doing? Kermit, how you doing? Okay. I got to bring them in. I see you. I'm going to bring you in. Let me just finish speaking. Demetrius is there. Craig, what's up? Craig, I'm Jameson Taylor, what's going on? Robert King, how you doing? Miss Nisi, how you doing? What's going on? I see my brothers here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, no stranger to the Big Time Show. A true friend here in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, hold on, let me get you right first. The one and the only. I got him here. It's like a bat signal just going up in there. He just, cause hey, here I am, and we ain't talk, so we don't know what's really happened, but he's in the building. Amp, what's up, Doc?
What's good with y'all, man? Hey, look, when my guy said, man, you here early, you should have, don't challenge me, bro, because I will come to your house, bro.
Hey, Amp.
Hey, you know what
Amp.
You know what I'm coming
Amp, I'm with you. We tag teaming.
coming with. You know it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I had to get one, baby. Look, you fired me up with the smoke. I got to get one done. I told you I was getting one.
Don't tease me with a good.
Everybody hear my brother over there good. Let me know if you hear him well. I need y'all to let me know if you hear him well, and now I'm going to turn him up some more real quick. And I think I do hear him well. I think he good. He good, man. He good. Coach Marv in the building. Oh, man. Oh, my good. Yeah. Who is that? Who is Amp? He's a content creator, Kid Cowboy. He's a guest of the Big Time Show. I can really just exit out of here and let him take over. I mean, I got full confidence. This is my guy. He has his own channel. He just is potent it. If you're a follower of Boss Cowboy, him and Coach Marv they did the watch party last night. You will see them through the whole season. Do the watch party with Boss Cowboy. So they some serious guys. We all kind of like a family, and it's good, man. It's just good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Last night was tough. Last night was very tough because, you know, in your mind you have expectations of what you think it might feel like, look like, smell like, taste like.
Yeah.
And I didn't get what I anticipated. Now, initially, I was hot. I'm going to be honest. Initially, I was hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little disappointed because of the focus and concentration on Trey Lance. I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it was forced, I felt like. Because yes, we know what we have in Cooper Rush. We went through the whole rush hour phase, etc., all that good stuff, right? But I would have liked to see a little more of him. Or if you were going to have Trey Lance play that much, I would have liked to see him out there with your starting line for that game a little more. So he had the time to be in the pocket. So there is no excuse, oh, I got to bail out, or I got to roll out.
So you really just and it's ironic, you ain't looked at my notes, but Trey Lance obviously is gonna be the first thing I talk about. So you fell right in. So we good. So really what you saying, I don't think then I think kind of what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking that you wanted to see the starters with Trey Lance because he played with the same thing that Rush played with, at least for that first drive.
It was so quick. It was so quick.
With Rush,
Yeah, I mean with Lance with that group.
Well, with the starters. I
Yeah,
mean, presume start before they start putting number threes and number fours in. I guess that's what you're saying.
absolutely. Because
Okay.
the metaphor that I had that came in my head today is, you know, first I had to digest everything. I'm gonna be honest. I had to digest it. I had to sleep on it. I thought about it today. I heard a couple other podcasts. I got their perspectives. Y- y'all got to understand and remember that this is a quarterback that your head coach and offensive coordinator did not select. So
Mm-hmm.
you have somebody who is kind of an oddball when it comes to this system.
Okay.
With Cooper Rush, they didn't have to change a whole lot. He's still a pocket passer. He can move around. He's not as mobile nearly as Dak, but he can do what he needs to when he needs to. But for Trey Lance, it's not quite the same. It feels like they're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And
But let me because I see right now, me and you for the battle a little bit here.
oh
Well, I
boy,
ain't gonna say we're gonna battle. I wanna cause what you're saying represents what some of the chat is saying.
okay,
And then what I'm about to throw out is what the other half of the chat is saying, and you'll even notice this when you do your show.
okay,
My I don't know if you want to call it pushback, but I'll just go ahead and say my pushback would be this. If he if he, I'm gonna give him credit tonight because most people think I'm gonna bash him.
mm-hmm.
Everybody, first of all, have to remember about him is
They can't hear you.
last night was his first game. Somebody said they can't hear you. Is that right?
I'm about to fix it.
Okay. Go ahead and talk. I turned you up even more.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, you good now. I know you good now. I turned you up even more. I know y'all can hear him now when he said that. But here's my fairness to Trey. But at the same time, I want to get him because number one, when people have to be fair when it comes to Trey, and I ain't no Trey Lance fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's first of all. But
Same
here
here.
are the facts. That was his first game in the last 2 years, man. Okay?
A whole lot of rust right there.
I mean, it's unbelievable rust. I mean, you got to give him his credit from the standpoint that he didn't turn the ball over.
And I thought that was
And
automatic. I swear I did.
yeah, I mean, but for a guy that has not played in 2 years, he didn't look horrific.
Yeah, no.
But because of the expectation of the fan base, those that are Trey Lance fans, he had to let you down. Because keep in mind, some of y'all think this dude's supposed to take over Dak's spot. While others of us are saying he first need to take over Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
And last night, to me, in one series, Cooper Rush looked better, more relaxed than Trey did in 3 quarters. Now, you weren't with me on my last show, but this is what I told everybody. I said when we come on Monday, please don't come on here talking about, but he looked so good running the ball. I told y'all he was going to be able to do that. I told you that. I told you he was going to pull the ball down and have about 4 or 5 rushes for about 50 some odd yards. I knew he would because from the waist down, we have no questions. We know he can do that. But when he got to stand in that pocket, I saw a whole lot of stuff that looked like a guy that played third string. He was late on balls.
Yeah.
He overthrew balls. he threw the ball too hard. Even when guys were open and those guys caught the ball, some of that stuff was way too high. He had really no touch on the ball. This is what my eyes saw. You may have saw it differently or whatever, but he's not ready. He's not ready. And him pulling down the ball, I told y'all, don't come on here talking about, we already know he's an athlete. I'm not giving him credit. He did it as far as running goes. He did exactly what I knew he was going to do. I knew he was going to run the ball. But under the pocket, no, he ain't. He looked like a third string quarterback. And it's just no question in my mind. And in fairness, Anthony, I'm going to turn it over to you. In fairness, I expect Trey to look better on the third preseason game than he did on the first game.
True.
The more he plays, probably the better he going to get. But is that better, even better, than Cooper Rush? I don't think he's going to even be close, but go ahead.
So I think we will have a better understanding and appreciation for him. And I am by no means a Trey Lance apologist. Matter of fact, last night, you can go check it out. AMPD Sports 1 on X. Last night, I put a picture up of Will Greer, and the caption said, "Hey, big head."
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
what have we gained? How have we improved at that slot, the 3 slot in the quarterback, from
Mm-hmm.
last offseason to this preseason?
Mm-hmm.
And you use draft capital for it. I think
Yeah.
my frustrations also, and I said this last night on the watch party, it's twofold. You screwed Dak Prescott 2 ways, and I'm going to tell you how.
Mm-hmm.
You brought Trey Lance in here at the 12th hour of the preseason,
Mm-hmm.
unbeknownst to your head coach, coaching staff, whoever. They found out after the fact, like we did.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry came to him, Mike, I did a thing today. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and a couple of days later, Will Greer was up out of here after he had a masterful final preseason game last year. That boy played out of his soul.
He played like he was a starter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you bring Trey Lance in here as leverage for negotiations with Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first. The second is the fact that you look around the league, and if you recall some guys who we saw running back wise that were going off the board as the draft was going on. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like, oh my God, like, and then it was like, oh, we don't have no. Yeah, I know we picked up an extra third or whatever, but we didn't have that fourth, and that would have been the back to solidify that room.
Yeah.
Now, we gonna get to that. We gonna get the running back a little later too.
Mm-hmm.
But you screwed him twice. You screwed him out of a running back who could have been a difference maker this year, right now, to
This year.
somebody who won't even see the field.
Yeah.
For what? You did it based off of college tape and hype.
Yeah.
You had nothing that showed you that this guy was going to come in here and be able to make that room better.
Yeah.
And now that we've seen it, if I was Dak Prescott, I'd send a tweet out like CD Lamb, LOL.
Yeah.
That that's your king, that's your guy,
Yeah.
that's that's your new boo.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me throw this out, man. Like I said, in fairness, I gave him his credit because he has not played one down of football in 2 years. However, he did get drafted in 2021.
Yeah,
He was supposed to be better than what we saw.
yeah,
I'm serious. He was supposed to be better than what we saw.
yeah.
last night. He's supposed to be a better thrower of the football. And to back up what I'm saying, if you guys don't believe what me and Amp are saying, let's go now to the press conference of Mike McCarthy today when he was asked about Trey Lance. This is what he said. He said, he got to work on it. He just got to get better and better at his fundamentals. He's got to get better. He just needs more reps. He needs more reps, and he just got to get better at his fundamentals. You want the translation of that, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the translation. His footwork is horrible. He needs work. He's not accurate. He needs work. You know what I'm saying? He needs to know the clock in his head. The ball got to come out quick instead of holding it on and trying to make a play. Some of them plays last night, he should have threw the ball away. Instead, he tried to hold on, took one an unnecessary sack, one big one and all that type.
Finally threw it.
Yeah. Hard.
The defender was already up on the receiver.
Already. He ain't throwing with anticipation.
So where you would have had maybe a small gain, it ends up being a null. It's no gain.
Yes. And that
he had Schoonmaker, I think, wide open at one point.
Yeah.
He did a little rollout. He saw him.
Yeah.
This is what I honestly. They asked him the question. He had his little, he had his post game interview or whatever, and he was like, they asked him about the jitters and how long did it take for you to the jitters to wear off. And anybody who's played football, sport, whatever, spoken in front of a public, there's always that churning of the stomach before you take the stage, feel whatever. And he said, once I got out there, it was just like old times. But looking at him moving about throughout the pocket, he was in his head.
Yeah.
There were times where, okay, I see it. I should throw it, but I don't believe he trusts his eyes. I don't believe he trusts his arm.
Yeah.
He is all the way in his head.
Yeah.
And so that may potentially wear off the more and more he does it, the more he gets comfortable with it. But me personally, will he get better? Absolutely. He's not going to be the same Trey that we saw last night.
No.
He's not going to be the same Trey that we saw early in training camp. But I don't believe he has a high ceiling.
No. Well, unfortunately for Cowboy not unfortunately. Cowboy front office knows where he is. Cowboys front office may have had an expectation for him. It's Cowboys fan base that had a elevated expectation.
Boy,
it was you guys and some of y'all in here in this chat right now who thought, I ain't gonna call no name, but it's some of y'all in here right now who swore him down. He was ready to take over Dak right now. That's what a lot of y'all said now. But the truth is, and y'all don't want to admit it because y'all know you don't want to, well, I ain't going to go that route here. But the truth of the matter is this. You don't want to let go of your position because you know you're wrong. He's not better than Cooper Rush.
No.
That was the expected elevation for the front office.
Yep.
Can he take over the number 2 position?
Yeah.
That's what it was all about. Yep. Forget Dak. I mean, we knew we weren't going to play over Dak anyway. But a lot of y'all got him, as somebody is saying here in the chat, as the presumed starter for next year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Because he's not going to play this year, okay? And he only going to play 2 more games. And if Dak don't get hurt and Cooper Rush don't get hurt, he will not play this year. And if that is my quarterback for next year, we might as well be getting ready for the quarterback in the draft for the following season. Because this kid needs to play. All the little reps, he wasn't doing good in shorts. Now, see, all this got to come back in the OTAs. And what he wasn't doing well with shorts on. Now we get in the pads, you see where he really is. He's not better than Cooper Rush. He will not take over unless, of course, Cooper Rush gets hurt some type of way. My question is, Amp, and we're gonna move off of him because, really, to be honest with you, I'm wasting time really talking about Trey Lance because he had 188 yards. Somebody said a 50-yard bomb that he didn't complete. I mean, good God, he didn't he didn't do nothing. Go ahead, Amp. I see.
He gonna be looking just like you and me. He gonna have a
Oh wow,
notepad in his hand and a headset on. That's what's gonna happen.
bingo. But here's the thing. Here's my question, Amp. Because it sounds you said something earlier that is true, and I believe you spot on. They're trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And so Saturday night, when we play the Raiders, I'm wondering how much Trey is going to play this time. Like, if it's a battle for the second spot, shouldn't then Cooper Rush get the same treatment?
If it's gonna be a true battle, they should both get a half a piece.
I mean, but I'm saying Cooper Rush only got one series,
A series.
and Trey got the rest of the game. So if it's a real battle, shouldn't Trey get a series now Saturday, and then let Cooper Rush go the rest of the way? I mean, we're gonna battle unless you already know something. I'm just saying.
No, it was totally lopsided. I
Unless
guess,
they know he ain't good. Unless they know he ain't good. Him.
and I believe that's what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
I even had this theory in my head. I was talking to boss early, and I said, "Man, you know what?" Talking to one of my partners, he sparked the idea definitely, but he was like, "Man, you remember how things were with Kellen Moore?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like, and I said what I said a few minutes ago to bring this full circle. Mike McCarthy didn't select him, right?
Uh-huh.
For all we know, Mike might not even want Trey Lance. He might be upset with the fact that he's even got to coach up Trey Lance, wasting time on Trey Lance. For all we know,
Go
what
ahead. No, I'm pointing to Niecy's comment there.
oh Lord, look, for all we know, Mike could just be saying, "Hey, Trey, go out there," and in the back of his head, he thinking, "You gonna make yourself look stupid as a back at you to the Jones family because this your boy, you brought him in here."
Yeah, he brought him in.
Cause something else I found out this morning, and this is crazy. In his entire football career, Trey Lance has never thrown as much as he did last night in any single game.
Bingo. 41 passes
41 passes,
and 188 yards.
and we only ran the ball what 22 times,
Yeah,
and I
that's it.
think and Trey had about 6 of them,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like, okay, we knew we weren't gonna see Zeke. Understood, right?
yeah.
Rico went out there early. He looked good. And I guess this is kind of the transition away from that. But, Rico came in. He looked good. He showed some
He
promise
did.
behind the first line that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And then Malik came in and he left a lot to be desired. But
Yeah, you thought he would have done better.
right. But I can't even grade him too hard because
No.
I know they were playing with the line too.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of things, and we can talk about this also. It was musical chairs at one point. Awesome Richards, we had been seeing him at tackle, even in the practice one-on-one drills. He was at tackle, and then
Mm-hmm.
boom, he pops up at guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they had the guy Bostic playing tackle.
Playing tackle. Yeah.
He actually looked fairly decent. He's just not as strong as he
No.
used to be, but he
No.
was moving like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But in a room with so many question marks behind Zeke, you would have thought that they would have had an opportunity to showcase what it is that they had to offer. And I
Yeah.
didn't get that. Like I thought we would have saw an emerging RB3
Yeah.
getting to, I know Deuce is hurt. I know Royce Freeman is hurt. But I would have loved to see more Snoop. I would have
Yeah.
loved to see more Nate. You know what I'm saying? Snoop and Nate, West Side thing, whatever, however you want to call it. But, but
I
I,
love it.
I thought I would have seen more of them, and that just wasn't the case. And we kept it was even late in the game, like we could have just ran the ball and ran the clock out, and he was still throwing. And he was still throwing. And I'm like, this is so selfish.
But in fairness, okay, check this out because I saw the comment in the chat too. It's selfish because last night offense was really about Trey Lance
It was the Trey Lance show.
because they got to find out.
Yeah.
They really trying to force feed this number two spot to him. And so so for those that are complaining about the play calling, let's not put too much stock into that at all, y'all, because they wanted to put Trey Lance in every position possible
Yeah.
to see how he was going to succeed.
Yep.
So they lined up inside the 10-yard line, throwing the ball. They lined up, they put him in shotgun. I mean, it was about Trey Lance last night. So that's why he threw the ball 41 times. They weren't really worried about running the ball, really, per se. They wanted to see what Trey was going to do in every position possible. When you thought we should have ran, we passed. When we passed, you thought we shouldn't have passed, we passed. It's just that simple. So I'm not even gonna question Mike McCarthy play calling yet. It ain't time yet. Go ahead, Ed.
Nah, I'm saying I honestly believe it might have even been from up top.
They got to find out. They paying them $5 million. Come on now. You can't just protect them. This is his own. They already know this is really his only time he is going to play. He's not going to play unless Dak gets hurt and Rush gets hurt. I mean, this is the only time you're going to get to see him. So they got to find out in 3 games, is this dude number 2? Because that's where they really want him to be. They want him to be the number 2 quarterback.
He is number 2.
Number 2 out the term, number 2 next to the kicker being an emergency quarterback. My God,
Number 2 is the toilet. Big
that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, he ain't no. He's not that, but I believe he's gonna get the same opportunities. You see what I'm saying? This dude
He is not him.
he's not him, and he's gonna be better. I say that,
Yeah.
but not enough. I thank you for the super chat. Terry say last night's offense was pathetic, but again, the man ain't played in 2 years, Terry.
Yeah.
So I say that. So for your Trey Lance fans, he let you down. In my book, he was not horrible. He was not great. A matter of fact, everybody in the chat, me and Amp go to the next thing, but I need a grade from you guys by Trey Lance. Give me like you in school again. Give me an A to an F. Give me not the offense as per se. Give me a grade on Trey Lance. Everybody, if you don't mind participating, go ahead and put down what's your grade for Trey Lance. Not the offense, not the play calling, not the running game. Give me your grade for Trey. I've already seen a couple. Somebody said a D, a C. Somebody said a D minus. Miss Niecy says a C minus. That's a D. Daryl said they didn't run the ball to help him out. Well, they weren't trying to because they're trying to see what he can do as a quarterback last night. That was obvious by the play callers. Austin said C. Jacob LeMaster is a D. And I believe the reason why some of y'all saying that he got a C is because he ran the ball well. Now, I give you that. But other than that, passing, he was horrible. Miss Brandy, thank you for the super chat. I don't know if that's going to Amp or whoever, but whoever it's going to, say on the bright side, Guiding did good. I agree totally that we're going to come to that in just a second. I'm seeing a lot of C's down here. I'm seeing a lot of C's. A lot of C's and a few D's. That's about where I have them, Amp. Right about average or below average. Not a failure, but, Expectations are big on him to get it done for real, to prove that he's a $5 million bag of quarterback. I don't think that he helped his cause last night at all. All right,
Yeah.
let me move now to some other stuff that because we got some guys that are battling for, to me, starting positions, but we so deep on defense in certain spots that is going to be interesting to see how things going to turn out. First of all, let me throw this out real quick. Hop in with me on this amp. First of all, Mr. Overshawn, all I can say is two words. Yes, sir. Yeah, look, what I saw last night is the same thing I saw last year around this time, and it just hurt me so bad because I knew he was going to be impactful last year.
I am so excited.
Yeah, man, this dude here he
Man,
jumped off the screen last
man,
night.
that first series when he got that tackle and I think it was play 2, and he came through there and he pulled it down and
Speed,
jumped
dog.
up. You saw it. He let out a quick little celebration or whatever.
Explosive.
You could tell the emotions were pouring out of him because
Mm-hmm.
this time last year he was wondering like, am I ever even gonna be the same? Now I
Yeah,
know ACLs ain't what they used to be or whatever, but still, somebody who had knee surgery this time last year, myself,
yeah.
um, it's weird. It's a different feeling. Nothing is the same. And for him to come out there and just
Explode.
always be around the ball, explode. He's a great tackler. He
He's
is the
fast.
perfect cowboy. I'm gonna tell you why. When
Mm-hmm.
you hear him interview, he interviews well. He speaks well.
Mm-hmm.
He's not too high on himself. He's not too low on himself. But one thing that you and I both know, and everybody in the chat knows, is the Joneses love a good bargain deal.
Yeah.
And that brother, one of his greatest strengths is the fact that he is so versatile. I saw him in
Mm-hmm.
coverage. I saw
Mm-hmm.
him rushing. I saw him tackling well. Like you really could play him at any linebacker spot.
Mm-hmm.
You could play him at edge if you wanted to, just
Mm-hmm.
for the pure pass rushing aspect. He's not quite Micah Parsons in the pass rush department,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, he is literally like a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be around the ball all the time unless
All
they
the
just
time.
make it their point to try and go away from him. I love everything about. He has the perfect initials because the man can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I was impressed that the mental hurdle. It seems he's already over it.
He don't look
He
like he.
don't he don't look like he. It look like he just carefree. He don't look like he's thinking about the knee.
I got one for you. I got one
Mm-hmm.
for you. You done heard this before. I thank God that I don't look like
What I've been through.
what I've been through. Come
Ain't no
on
doubt about it.
now.
It ain't no
He
doubt.
don't. He
He
don't.
don't. The speed is there. Obviously, the tackling, the intensity, which was never a problem for him, is there. And I believe beyond a shadow of doubt that he's going to be a impactful player for us, which makes him better than just about all the linebackers we had last year. We know better play. You can see it, man. I mean, he jumped off the screen last night. So that's what you want to see
I had
for really essentially a rookie, even though last year was his first year, he hadn't played. You know what I'm saying?
red shirt.
So, yeah, it's just a red shirt year.
Yep.
He's playing rookie year. Another guy, Amp, that jumped off the screen, and you already know who I'm about to call out. And unfortunately for him, um, he's got a problem, and that ain't his fault. Marquise Bell jumped off of the screen
That man was
all night long.
free last night.
he was more. If the truth be told, he was more obviously more impactful than Overshawn was. But he was so consistent. We're talking about a guy who was around the ball, looked like all night long, just there, and had a tremendous game. But and I'm quite sure everybody will agree with that. But here's my problem. This is where I've always said about the Cowboys, the politics. This is where it comes in. Because after last night and last year's play, Marquise Bell need to be on the field, man. Now I'm just
Even
saying
if he ain't starting and playing like 70-80% of the snaps, he still needs to be in the rotation.
he needs to be on not as a linebacker
No.
because he gets swallowed up,
Yep.
but he walks into a very crowded safety room. See,
Yes.
that's what messed him up. Soon as Quinn got fired, they automatically said, "Okay, Bill, you're going back to safety."
Yep.
Okay, I got Wanye Thomas that should be on the field. I got Donovan Wilson. I got Malik Hooker. I got Israel Okwama, who still need to be on the field. Need to get some playing time. So he walks into a crowded place and he goes from being a starter last year to now probably being a third safety or fourth safety coming off the bench. And he needs to be on the field. Why? Because he's a playmaker.
I think honestly, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this, so you call it bold prediction, whatever you want. I think one of them safeties will be gone before the conclusion of the preseason.
Okay. Who
So
we talking? Who we talking? Israel? I mean,
I like them all, to be honest. So
yeah, they all of them can play.
if I
All of them
say
can.
Israel, it's not because I don't like Israel or I have anything against Israel. To me, it's just one I don't even recall. See, as much as we talk about Bell, I don't recall seeing Israel last night.
He got out there, but I mean, he wasn't impactful. But
That's
he,
what
he
I'm saying.
played last night. Yeah,
So, but he has a great skill set.
he does.
The man did a masterful job in the playoffs for us. In
Yes.
a high pressure situation, he was thrusted out there after not playing the week before. So we
Yeah.
know he can ball in the NFL. But I think if the Jones family had just a little bit of intelligence, because player acquisition for them is 365 days of the year,
Mm.
they will use that deep room to pawn a player off to get a player of need for that defense. I
Yeah.
honestly think you could possibly pawn off one of your safeties and get another veteran DT in here
Yeah.
because
Well, keep in mind on this. I'm sorry to cut
go
you
ahead.
off. Remember now, Izzy is what they love, but because of the quote unquote flex,
Yeah,
he can play corner and safety. Bale can only play safety. Now he probably can play both safety positions. And of course he can play, a little linebacker, but we all know he can get swallowed up
yes,
easily. But we saw that all last year. So I think it's linebacker days, unless,
yeah,
somebody gets injured or whatever. But I don't think he was gonna do that. I just don't think they love the flex guys.
yep,
And Israel fits that. Plus, keep this in mind, special teams. And because of special teams, I think Israel makes this team easy. I don't think, and I see a lot of people in the chat talking about trade Dono away and all that type of cut Dono. Dono is not getting cut. Y'all got to remember they just paid him a couple years ago.
yeah,
They ain't no that ain't gonna happen. They paid him. Now I I think Bale obviously if he's what I'm thinking he is. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. You're right. Izzy didn't play. He had that groin injury. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking. You're right, Marcus, and somebody else said it too. Um, these guys have to play special teams. Some of them do.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how they line up, and that's another whole issue in itself. But I think Bell finna get swallowed up, man, because of what's already been done or perceived to be the rotation.
But
Unless we go into a three safety look.
starters.
Unless we go into a three safety look, not consistently, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that's really the only way you're gonna get on the field.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I did a big nickel, big dime, whatever you want to call it. That's the only way I see him really getting on the field. But he needs to be on the field. He's a playmaker.
It may be a third down situation.
Yeah,
Whereas you take one of your linebackers off and you throw one of them on.
yeah.
Um, ugh.
But he jumped off the page last night, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
He jumped off the screen last night for us. Bell proved to me last night that he can be a factor if he gets on the field. So I enjoyed that. Let's stick with the defense. Let's stick with the defense here.
Okay.
So I got really two more.
Okay, go ahead.
Mozzie, is it simple as Mozzie just needs to get in shape?
I think
Because the first couple of plays, he does pretty good.
yep.
He stands his ground, takes on blocks, holds his ground. He does good. But maybe after the first three plays, Doc,
Yeah.
he gets pushed
Yep.
quite easily. I mean, and this was the complaint that we heard last week from Brian Broadus, at least, saying that, hey, after 8 plays, he said he wasn't the same. And to be a first round pick, and he's coming off shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not there yet. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was looking at him, and he started off holding his ground, and then all of a sudden, I saw him getting pushed at least 2-3 yards back, and so I don't. So what I'm saying is this: we still got this 10-year-old problem. We weak up the middle. That's all I'm taking. And I know Carl Davis played, but I really wasn't that impressed with him. He made a few plays. I give him that, but we look. I'm just imagining a 4-quarter game with them on the field and throw OC in there too. And I'm saying I got the same problem that I've always had up the middle. That's what I'm saying. I may be wrong, y'all. But go ahead.
So the thing with DT is, in most instances, probably 90%, it's a 3-year program.
Yeah.
Mozzie Smith is on year 2
Mm-hmm.
after suffering injury.
Coming off shoulder injury. He needed shoulder to play that position.
So you're already talking about compromised strength.
Mm-hmm.
We've obviously witnessed compromised endurance.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with him is, from what I saw, and I hadn't watched the entire 22, but his strength and technique diminishes along with his endurance.
Bingo. Soon as he get tired,
All
it's
the
over.
technique, the push, the
It's gone.
split, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but my man need to get in the gym. He need to start doing some suicides,
You need to
some
get in
gas.
shape, man.
He need to run them bleachers, hills,
Yeah.
in the California hills or whatever. He
Yeah.
need to all of that, because the success of the defense this year depends on the success of that position.
Bingo.
Guess what? As much as we just credited that awesome linebacker room that is complete 180 from last year, it does them no good if the guys in front of them can't hold a line.
Bingo.
You make it because I last night I couldn't even really get a full analysis because I'm former LB. I could not even get a full real analysis on the linebacker group because they were playing in trash.
Bingo.
Guys were getting
They were getting touched. They were getting touched. They were getting touched by linemen that came to the second level.
look, they was looking like me, in my younger days back, before I found the Lord. They looked like me in the club back in the day. Whoa, whoa. They was throwing that thing on them, man. Great God.
And whatever,
They need
fool.
to check. They need to check some of them boys' backs, man. I'm surprised the injury report ain't longer because
Yeah.
some of them cats was doing the Matrix yesterday, man.
So when we hear that and they put out Davis last night, and OC is on the squad, and you got a couple. A lot of people have said that they're gonna make a move before week 1, but I'm saying like, what are you waiting? I mean, you waiting on cuts? I mean, what are you waiting on? I
We
mean,
talking about the same. We
problem.
talking about the same off season where we still waiting on Dak to get paid, Judy to get paid. They keep saying it's gonna happen at this point, it's gonna happen at that point, et cetera, whatever. We're waiting on them, and your boy just said last week, ain't no sense of
There's
urgency.
no sense of urgency, and you see it already. Like, and you said it, you hit it. The defensive success is going to be measured when it's all said and done. Is how well you plug up that middle, which has been a problem for us about the last 10 years. So maybe Mozzie will have the same prescription that I said about Trey. Maybe at the end of game 3, maybe he will look better than he did in game 1. Maybe that's the case. If our eyesight, I hope so, because see, if Mozzie is not right, and I'm fast forwarding to week 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we playing the Cleveland Browns,
Very physical team.
and they run the football.
They run the football.
And if if this is what I'm seeing, and like I said, and maybe I need to, I'm just going off the TV because, like I told y'all at the beginning, I didn't watch the all 22. I got it, but I didn't watch it at time. Maybe it's something there that I'm missing I didn't see, but I swear it looked like Mozzie was getting destroyed. I'm sorry. That was me. And he was not consistent. And unfortunately for him, his problem is he's a first round pick.
Yeah,
And first round picks don't get too many excuses.
yeah. It's a lot of weight.
He can't get it. All right. So that's what I saw about Mozzie. I got one more thing, and I'm sorry, if you want to throw something in, you can as well.
No,
Um, the old line is what I want to go with. The old line.
hold on. Before we now, I will say this. Before we shift to O line, I want to say this.
Go ahead.
While we still on defense,
Go ahead.
I appreciate what I saw from '94. Marshawn Nealon.
Oh, I got it right up here. I ain't
That
seen it, but
Joker,
go ahead.
that Joker was man. He was squeezing. He was keeping. Uh, One of the issues I had, frustrations I had last year was keep containment. Me, coach, boss, set the edge. Set the. I don't know how many times I recall us saying that last year. We got somebody who's going to take care of that. Now it's unfortunate we lost Sam, and
Yeah.
that changes things because they had big plans for him.
Yeah.
I prayers go out to him. I know mentally that's got to be when you finally get your moment and you clear for takeoff, and they tell you, "Oh, the flight was canceled." You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
So, but what I saw from Marshawn Nealon was very hopeful last night.
Yes.
That's gonna make a difference for us.
Let me
Even
let me
let me even
add.
say this: Fioku, he played two positions yesterday. He played three tech and he played edge.
Edge.
To
Yeah.
me, he's a better edge than he is a three tech.
Yeah.
Now they did. when he was playing three, they were sending those doubles at him.
Yeah.
He's not big enough to take on that.
No.
Put him on the edge, let him rush, let him set the edge, let him do his thing that way.
Yeah.
He may be a rotational piece, but I saw good things from those two. I just want to say that before we shift it to the O line.
I'm going to add to that as far as Fielko goes. I don't know what this disease that we have about small guys playing inside. It's a disease in your thinking. I don't know. I don't know why we keep doing that. And because you put him inside, you had him looking bad. He's too small. It's just like him just said. I did see that, and I'm like, this dude played in college outside where he just caused havoc
Yep.
nonstop. I don't know why they got him inside. He's not, he's very small.
Yeah.
Nealon, who I had in my notes, I just didn't call his name out. Nealon was awesome last night. And what you want to take away from Nealon, because he's going to be able to play the run. I have no question about that.
Yep.
The run, he can play the run well. But what I was most impressed with, because they said this last week in press conferences, Brian Broader said this, I'm sorry.
He did.
Brian Broader said that he was just learning on the edge how to pass rush, with some more new moves. So that ain't what I was impressed with. I'm impressed with his motor. This dude don't quit. This dude is like a pure beast. Just he coming at you, just nonstop.
Still make the tackle.
He still make the tackle. I'm talking about he got a high motor. And when you talk about playing the run, and when you talking about setting the edge, that's the type of dude that you need on playing the run. So I'm safe. Just praying that he can stay healthy. He's going to be a big time contributor this year as far as kneeling goes. Now, O-line. Why do we have? Let me go with the bottom. Let me go with the bottom first. You got to know that. I'll let you start it out. Because I know. Because, see, I guarantee you ain't going to start out what I'm going with. Go ahead. Because you got a lot of sense. Go ahead.
So I'm going to give it to you real quick. Tyler Guyton is your starting left tackle.
Yes.
Austin Richards is a better guard than tackle.
Yes.
Hoffman is your starting center.
Should be.
Cowboys should let Cooper Beebe be Zach Martin's successor.
Let's call him a swing guard. If Tyler Smith have a problem, put him in there because he can play left guard. If Zach Martin goes down, he can play right guard. Go ahead.
I like that.
Go ahead.
I like that. And contrary to popular belief, Matt Willette's gonna look better. Because when I saw him in the one-on-one drills against the Rams last week, my man was getting worked.
Mm-hmm.
He looked serviceable yesterday. Uh-oh. I heard the sigh. He done adjusted the microphone. Oh, Lord.
Why we keep trying to make $1 out of 15 cents with Ball and Waleska?
I don't know, man.
Because this is what I got to say about Waleska.
The hoarders, man.
Well, yeah. I'm basing my opinion off what you just said. Because I saw too how he was getting destroyed in the one-on-one. Yeah. I said, well, what are we wasting time for?
I said it too.
Why are we dealing with Waleska? He's horrible.
Yeah.
In the game last night, I will give him a little more credit because he looked better. In a team game than he did one-on-one, obviously. But unfortunately, I've been stained by Waleska for the last few years, and I ain't got nothing positive to say about it. And I still can't add to it, so I don't get it. And here's the truth. So when you say that, and I'm not coming against you, but I think it's obvious if you have um, to say who is our swing tackle, well, Luesco name ain't even coming in the conversation.
No.
It's either Imoga, Umuga, whatever your name.
And he got an ingrown toenail.
Yeah, it's either him or it's Richards. So if that is the case for swing tackle now, then why are we talking about Waleska? Where is his spot? Where is Ball at? Ball is hard.
I asked boss yesterday, and we different on this a little bit, but my humble opinion, I believe there's a hole at left tackle or tackle in general.
Yeah,
Outside of
Guy
yeah,
and
but
Steve.
and to answer Marlon Haynes, I
Mm-hmm.
know he's a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
That's his labeled position. But to me, my eyes told me he performed better
As a guard.
working inside of that phone booth as a guard, not having to cover so much space, not having to be nearly as athletic. He
Mm-hmm.
just looked like he performed a little bit better in that position.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more of it, and I'll look in depth when I go to the all 22. But um, yeah, Chuma, the MRI
He
results have not came back yet, so I don't even know what his availability is.
Yeah, he walked out. For those that don't know, he walked out. They said with a walking boot on, leaving the stadium last night.
Give him the boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, and a lot of people are not high on him. But when you get past your starters, in the tackle position, he's got to be up there. I'm saying he's the best of it. Ain't well. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? It ain't him. It definitely ain't Ball. So the battle then is, if you're gonna say who's your swing tackle, it's between Amoga and Hassan Richards. That's
Yeah.
I don't see nobody else.
Nope.
And it ain't Bass. Bass don't play tackle.
Nope.
Whoever your BB does not play tackle. We got more inside players than we have tackles. And you're right. You say it's a question mark, Amp. You may be absolutely correct. Because if Guyton goes down, if Steele goes down, and you saw a little bit of it last night. You brought it up when you first came on. If y'all noticed last night, chat group, they had Bostic playing tackle. Bostic ain't no tackle. I bet he ain't.
Since he's been in Dallas, that's where they put him at, and they've been in the depth chart. They have him listed as right tackle, but I've been seeing him playing left tackle. So I know it was a musical chair situation. I know they were trying some things out. They felt like they was mad scientists last night, changing all these different variables, but he ain't it. He ain't him either.
No.
And I think the major difference when you look at last year's team and you look at this year's team is going to be depth.
Yeah, and we don't have it.
Is
We don't have it. We don't have it. So we're going to really pray this year. As far as our starters goes, offensive line, we need to put the prayer of protection around them like God had over Job. Just shield them, because we can't afford no too many losses. Not this year. If not, we're gonna be in.
please don't remove it.
Yeah, please don't. Not this year, please. I know we're asking for a lot to have all five start all 17 games. We know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But thank God we do have, in fairness, and then I'll go to something else. I'm comfortable and I'm satisfied with Bass And whether it's BB or Hoffman,
Now let me ask you this while we playing around with ideas.
mhm,
To your point, you said you believe that BB could be your swing guard.
yeah,
So in my head, because I like to try and get the best five that's available on the field.
hmm
So if Chuma's not ready or Chuma's hurt, Guyton's not ready, and we see after 2 weeks that boy Guyton really still need to get back in the lab and do some work. I would not be opposed to kicking Tyler Smith out at left tackle and
hmm
making Cooper Beebe your left guard.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
If it's going to give Dak some better protection, I'm with you.
Where you just, and I hope you say that on your show. Since you just thinking it, you might need to write that one down so you don't forget that one there. Because you just said something because it's making me think. If we're not, if y'all have thumbs down on Cheeto, whatever his name is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, Emoga or Muga, whatever his name is. If you down on him,
Pedicure.
yeah. And if you don't like Boston, and if Tyler Guyton, and here's the case, here's the requirement. If remember now the schedule, okay, go to the schedule. I told y'all this on my show for a while. When you look at them first 8 weeks, and I'm coming off the bye in week 7, and then we play San Francisco in week 8. When you look at who Tyler Guyton has got to see,
Yeah, man.
okay, Myles Garrett starting off, Cameron Jordan against the Saints. Forgive me for getting the guy's name to make the Pro Bowl for Baltimore last year. He made the Pro Bowl as a defensive end, edge rusher.
Mm.
We got to go see, and y'all talking about the Giants, we don't have the Giants. But what y'all keep forgetting is that the Giants got a dominant, pretty good defense. And that front four they got is nasty. Okay? So Thibodeau, you got to see Thibodeau. Okay? All right. He got to see Hutchinson from Detroit, All Pro, Aiden Hutchinson. Then he got to see TJ Watt from the Steelers.
Yeah.
And then you get the bye, and then here comes the Frisco. Now you got to see Bosa. Okay. So what AMP is saying, the requirement is if Guyton is continuously getting his brains kicked in, you very well may have to deal with that decision of moving Tyler Smith back to left tackle. For real.
And for those who don't agree,
I don't see why they wouldn't, but go ahead.
2 words for you.
Uh-huh.
Chaz Green.
Lord have mercy. For those that don't remember that, y'all,
You believe that was my first time watching the Cowboys live in person?
man, you had them back.
How ugly that
You
was?
picked the wrong game.
Jesus.
We made that guy look like a Hall of Famer that game.
Yeah, we did.
It's like that he ain't making another sack the rest of the year. He was just incredible. Had his golden moment. But ladies and gentlemen, what Amp just said, and now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna use it on my show coming up later. And that probably gonna happen. Let me see how he really does well against, Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And see how the offensive coordinator will adjust to that. Because you ain't going one-on-one with him in the first place. But you shouldn't at least. But if that happens, that he's consistently getting killed, you got to protect the blind side of your quarterback. And the best move will be to move him back to left tackle. And I agree with you. You very well, Amp, with what you just said, make your offensive line possibly with BB there at left guard. You may have just made the offensive line dominant.
Ooh.
Because Tyler Smith can play tackle.
Mm-hmm.
BB as a run blocker, just like he did last night, will maul people.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Hoffman can maul people.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Martin, ain't got to say nothing about him. We already know.
Nope.
Steele is a better run blocker
Yeah.
than he is a pass blocker, but he's pretty good at doing both. So if you're talking about your best five, you may have came up with something there, and I would give you your credit when I talk about it, because that very well may be. All of this is going to be dependent on how well Tyler Guyton plays against these big boys that he got to see as a rookie.
Yep.
For real.
Yep.
I ain't joking about
He
that.
does not get the benefit of easing into the season.
No, he gets baptized by fire immediately. Immediately. Miles Garrett is gonna put something on this kid. I mean, let's just be honest. I ain't saying he gonna have no 3-4 sack game, but he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it. It's just like that. So I think you just said something. I'm gonna have to write that one down myself and keep that one. For real. One last thing that I want to pull up, we're talking about. We still have the question mark in. And last night was because it was totally dedicated to Trey Lance. However, with the game being totally dedicated to Trey Lance and seeing what he can do in different situations,
Mm-hmm.
all that type of stuff, what it did not do was really let us see the running game. And so we still got the question marks.
Two
Like,
question marks.
go ahead.
Who's going that? Great point. Yes. But also, because I went back, did my homework. Last year, throughout the course of the regular season, we kept 6 wide receivers on the active roster.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, you pretty much know who your first four is going to be: CD, Cooks, Tolbert, and Turpin. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or Brooks.
But who Turpin going to be there? But I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
he got to.
who's 5 and who's 6?
Brooks. And I can't say Florida because he's been hurt. So we ain't seen it. But they like that Johnson kid who's been playing well.
Billy Johnson.
He's been playing well, but I don't know if they're going to, you know, to be honest with you, I see practice squad on him.
Okay.
But Florida, I believe they want to give him a chance.
Okay.
And you know, again,
Yeah.
with the Cowboys, ain't about playing; it's about politics too.
Yeah, we drafted him.
We drafted them, so we got to keep them. You know that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I after last night and this training camp, Brooks has got to be on this team this year, and I ain't talking about practice squad.
No.
I think he's earned his stripes that he needs to play, and I ain't talking about just because he caught a bomb from Cooper Rush last night. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that he's had a pretty good training camp because he's had the time to play. You see what I'm saying? And you got your eyes on him. Only thing I'm gonna say about that, though, Amp, is Tolbert better be right this year. And I ain't talking about somebody coming behind him. I'm saying we done had the door open for him a little too long now.
Yeah.
I gotta see something now. Whether that's from third receiver, whatever, I got to see something now from Toad because I was looking at him last night. He got his jersey on, ain't got no pads on. I'm like, okay, they really think you that dude, huh? That you ain't got to play at all. You done went from playing in every preseason game last year. Now you starting off with deference. Oh, I'm saying, oh, okay. I'm saying, oh, okay. Well, you gotta give me something this year, for real.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, was that, and I've seen enough from Brooks to say that he deserves to be at least number 5.
Yeah.
No, number 5, no question. And the only reason why you're saying Turpin is because, of course, Turpin obviously has to make the team. He's your kick return. You know that.
Yeah.
So he's definitely on, going to be involved in that way. But I like that. But we still don't have no answers really for the running game though.
No, no, no.
You know, the play calling last night. Not that I'm complaining. It's just that we know it was about lanes, so we really hadn't seen the concern. We ain't seen no two tight end sets really. You know, we ain't
We
seen.
did, but we passed out of it.
We
So
passed out of it. We didn't
I couldn't
maul people
I couldn't
last
even
night.
evaluate the tight ends and the running back
No,
like that because again,
no,
we didn't run the ball like that.
yeah,
And then you got folks, talking about we need to get Dalvin Cook in here. We need to get Miles Sanders in here. And my thing is, before we do that, we need to at least exhaust what we have currently.
yeah.
And if running is not really going to be a focus and it's
Which I
more
don't
so
think.
going to
I
be
never
an
believed it.
afterthought,
Yeah,
why would you even put the investment there if you're not going to use it?
I
And
don't think.
that's my thing with the Cowboys.
Yeah, you talking.
We know how to bring some talent in,
Mm-hmm.
but the part that I feel we always drop the ball is the utilization.
Yeah,
Like, put the pieces together, and then you'll hear at the end of the season, "Oh yeah, I felt like 2 years in a row we heard Dan Quinn say, yeah, we should have gotten oh, what's his name? D line that went to Washington.
talking about the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the boy from Arkansas,
Oh, what's his name? It's burning me up right now, but
big 95.
he was like, yeah,
Kept him.
we should have played him more last year, and I'm like, but then you took him to your new team, though. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. I just they frustrate me, and it's like I would have liked to see this, or I would have liked to see this package, or this player has this strength and this set of skills. Why not you like it? I just felt like we didn't max out
yeah.
in a lot of areas. Now, I will say I don't think you're gonna have that problem on defense this year
No.
because Mike Zimmer is showing you that he's coming to this with an open mind and he is going to take players and use them to their strengths
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah,
So when you play to your strengths, guess what? You instantly have a faster team because you aren't thinking as much. You're
yeah,
doing what you're accustomed to doing.
yeah.
But I don't see that enough on the offense. I don't.
No. You don't see it, and it's almost like they're kind of locked in. They're not innovative to new things. As far I ain't talking about plays or that. It's just like we stuck. We already know Zeke Elliott. They didn't bring him back to be in it. Man, he's taking up a spot. That's there. Rico obviously is there. The third one, uh, we didn't see Freeman last night. We didn't see. Um, you didn't see Deuce. And let me throw this in about Deuce.
Mm,
Deuce with this hamstring problem, he better hurry up and come on and play, cause if not, he about to get cut. I'm just putting it out there. Because Lemke has to make this
that
team.
now.
Yeah, Lemke has to make this team. Okay, I believe that. So that's four running backs right there. Lemke has to make the team. You got another spot open. But if Deuce don't show up, and I got a feeling he gonna show up this week, because he knows he has to get out there if you're talking about making his
Got
team.
to. You better
He
strap
got
in.
he got to show up this week
Yeah.
for real. And I just think that he's in real trouble.
Yeah.
I think he already limited as it is, but
Size.
size, and I think that he's in real trouble making his team.
Mhm.
So maybe this week here, maybe we'll see a concerted effort with more running instead of the Trey Lance show. Maybe, Saturday we can see Rush play to see him get his fair shot at battling the number two spot, which I think he already has, to be honest with you. But in fairness, I think you ought to let him play more. That's what I'm looking for. What you looking for on Saturday? We'll close with that. And what you looking for Saturday night as
It's
far as what do
definitely
you want to see?
it's definitely going to be uh I want to see a little bit more from my tight ends because
Hmm.
we know Fergus locked in at one, but who's two?
Yeah,
And I don't want to say Schoonmaker just because of politics. I
yeah,
don't want to say Hendershot just because he's been here.
yeah.
You know, I saw some great things from John Stevens.
Yes.
Um, Princeton fan. I look. I'm gonna
Ah,
go ahead and say
waste.
pause before I even say it, but that boy thick.
He's very thick. He's
He's
very thick.
thick. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, if he can, if we can polish up his run blocking,
Which he did pretty good in college now. I'm gonna say that. Go ahead.
he can be a threat, and you
Yeah.
could even flex him possibly to some fullback duties.
H back. Yes, sir. He's quick enough.
Because I'm again, we talking about putting people in position to be successful, and but yeah, I want to see more from my tight ends. I want to see a running game, and
Exactly.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna put it like I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm glad.
you talking about the tight ends, and you talking about the running back,
Yeah.
and I also do want to see. I want to see Cooper Rush more so with the five, six, seventh receiver
Okay.
because I can't properly evaluate them without a proper quarterback. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know what they truly are. You know, for all we know, the drop passes could have been because shoot, the ball was too hard. I don't know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No touch. Yeah.
Cooper Rush is a better thrower, a more accurate thrower of the ball.
Definitely.
And so I
Definitely.
think you'll be able to get a better understanding of if your wide receivers really are what we've seen in snippets
Hmm.
this offseason. But yeah, it's just my hope and prayer that the next two preseason games are not the Trey Lance show.
Yeah. I agree.
Just quite
But
frankly.
I got a feeling it is gonna be. And I guess that's why I'll say it. I got a feeling it is gonna be because unless major injury comes, this will be the only time you're gonna get to see him with live bullets.
Yeah.
Other than that, you the only time you're gonna see him is when he running the scout team offense.
Even if his playing time is about the same,
Yeah,
at least let the pass to run ratio be a little bit more even.
yeah,
Because you were at 2-1.
yeah. We got to evaluate the running backs.
Yes.
Let me see if it does. I mean, I don't think he does, but for some reason, Malik Davis has been in the doghouse forever. For some reason, but if you put him out there, let me see Lemke run the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Since everybody's saying he's an automatic guy, offensively, I want to see the danger. We talking about Font being an H back, which he was. John Stevens is good enough to play that too,
Yeah.
and that'd be even more dangerous actually because he a linebacker can't hold him. So you see what I'm saying? So I want to see find ways to put your guys in position. Let's see how he operate from there. Of course, this is the preseason. You probably won't get to see it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
you got some weapons that can really do something. Now I will say this about Trey Lance. The guys that you saw him throwing to last night, those are guys who he been throwing to all the time. And that's what he looked like. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So let me have Rush if you want to do a proper evaluation, like you said.
Right.
Let me have Rush with the same guys that he had.
There we go.
Now let's see what he can do. So defensively, I just want to see more of the same thing. I want to see what Israel can do.
Yeah.
I want to see. I don't need to see Bale too much anymore. I just need to see what Israel can do. I want to see Fiaco make some plays. I want to see the Notre Dame kid linebacker. Uh,
Leopold,
see, yeah, see what he can do, and then there's the road. But I got a feeling the Raider game gonna be, a big game for a lot of people
yes,
because you
it
only get one more shot after that.
that's it. Yep.
Man, look, I appreciate it's time for us to go to bed. We old. We gotta go to work.
Yes, sir.
And so, man, look, I appreciate everybody who was here, whether you're on Amp's channel or my channel. I appreciate all you guys hanging with us tonight. Like I said, this was truly a freestyle Batman signal in the light. He should show up. No, this is no notes. At least, we didn't collaborate. But
None.
whenever me and Amp get together, this kind of how it is. We kind of smooth like that. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't no surprise to me. And so I appreciate you guys, Amp, as always, brother. You know you got green light to come in anytime, as I've
We might
always
have to
said.
make this a reoccurring thing on Mondays, man.
And that's
Because
when I do it. I told you my days ain't changed. Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. That's me.
this was smooth.
Yeah, it ain't no surprise. I'm big time. You Amp. You know what I'm talking about? You Amp. I'm big time. What else you expect?
Yes, sir.
So we'll be with you guys, or at least I will, if Amp is um, available. I'm pressing forward to Monday. Of course, I will be with you guys again live at least on this Saturday, or unless, of course, something happens during this week, a la Dak gets signed, a la CD gets signed, then I'll pop
Amen.
in. We'll flow like that. But if not, I will see you guys Saturday at 3 o'clock Central as we prepare for the Raider game. Let's pay attention to what they are saying because it will give us maybe just a little clue of how they're going to play it. I'm quite sure one of the big questions will be how much Trey Lance is going to play this week and how much Rush is going to play. I believe that's going to be a easy question. You won't get the answer, but I'm quite sure they're going to ask those questions. You know what I'm saying? So let's get ready. We turn the page now from the Rams. We lost the game. Who cares? It's about really how certain guys look. We got a few answers. Let's get ready for the Raiders now. The Raider family is going to be fired up. I guarantee that. So there's going to be some high intensity going on in that game. We'll see what we look like offensive line wise. Some people are not going to play. Uh, y'all pronounce his name because I've been killing his name. Wasn't Moga and Muga? What's his name?
Uh,
Chimu? Chimo? What is it?
Shuma Udoga.
There you go. Chuma Idoga. I doubt I doubt he plays Saturday. I doubt he plays. So that means somebody else is gonna have to step up and be good. Pray to God it ain't ball. Pray, I'm sorry. Pray to God it ain't the Wesco too much. And we'll see what's going on with that. What you got last? And tell everybody where they can find you. Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to appreciate my brother, big time. He definitely always leaves the back door open.
Oh yeah.
It, y'all saw it in real time. I appreciate his analysis, his perspective, and his open and willingness to collaborate.
Oh yeah.
Look, we here. For all practical purposes, you can see the season is here.
Just here.
It has been the longest, what I call the longest, shortest off season ever.
Ever.
Nonetheless, football is back. We got a lot to talk about. Um, I am pushing and trying to get out more content. You saw, even without knowing, I had my notes just because
Yeah, man.
it's just a matter of setting aside enough time to be able to hit that button and go live. But you can find me on all social media platforms: AMPD Sports, Twitter, uh, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I got pretty much almost everything except TikTok. I ain't quite there yet, but
No.
anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, big time appreciate you for having me. I got to figure out things on my end so that I can start hosting because I'm still a little green, but um, I'm gonna
You
learn.
good. You good, man. And there ain't nothing but a phone call. We can get you squared. What platform you use?
Um, so I have used Restream, but more recently I've been dabbing in Stream Labs.
Okay, okay. I don't know nothing about too much about them, but it works because you look good. I've been watching your show when I can. You look good, so you
Right.
good. You look good, man.
Right.
Yeah, you done figured that out. There ain't no issue there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, so we see you Saturday at 3 o'clock. Appreciate Amp, everybody on this channel. For those that will be watching the replay, appreciate you guys who have tuned in at all. We are out of here. This has been. You see, I'm gonna let Amp do the smoke, but I can't let you do it. I got to get in. This has been the one and the only. We're gonna smoke our way out of here. The big time show.